Have you ever wondered why some schools seem to have more resources than others, or how the money schools receive actually gets turned into real-world support for students and teachers? It is a fundamental question, and understanding the answer can illuminate why educational outcomes often vary so widely. Funding models directly influence resource allocation by establishing the rules and mechanisms through which money is distributed to educational institutions. They determine how much money a school district receives and often dictate how that money can be spent, leading to vastly different levels of support for students, especially those from underserved communities. The core mechanism behind this impact lies in the design of various funding formulas. For example, some states use a per-pupil funding model, where a fixed amount of money is allocated for each student, but this can overlook the varied needs of diverse student populations. Alternatively, foundation formulas aim to provide a basic level of funding per student, often with additional weighted amounts for students requiring more support, such as those with disabilities or English language learners. This approach attempts to create a more equitable starting point, acknowledging that educating all students does not cost the same. Understanding these models can help us examine the practical implications for students. Schools operating under foundation formulas with equity weights, also known as progressive funding formulas, might receive more funds per student to address specific disadvantages, allowing them to hire additional support staff, provide specialized instructional materials, or implement targeted intervention programs. This contrasts sharply with systems heavily reliant on local property taxes, where wealthier communities can raise significantly more revenue for their schools, creating substantial resource gaps. It is important to consider the distinction between school finance equalization and adequacy. Equalization aims to distribute funds relatively evenly, while adequacy focuses on providing enough resources for all students to meet academic standards, often requiring more funding for students with greater needs. Progressive school funding formulas typically strive for adequacy by channeling additional funds to districts serving high-poverty populations or those with larger numbers of English language learners, ensuring they have the necessary tools to succeed. Ultimately, the specific funding model in place determines a school's capacity to offer a rich curriculum, maintain smaller class sizes, provide advanced technology, and recruit highly qualified teachers. By consciously designing or advocating for funding models that prioritize equity and adequacy, we can help ensure that all students, regardless of their background or location, have access to the resources essential for their academic success and future opportunities.